Thank you, David. First of all, toda rabba. Ilan, Miri, my beloved Tammy. Toda rabba to everybody tonight. Shavua tov. Ken.
Mr. Oren, you've worn many hats throughout your career. Historian, author, diplomat, and politician. Which role has been the most significant to you, and why?
Father and grandfather. I think being a soldier taught me many things. It introduced me to Israeli society in a way I could not have known, meeting Israelis from different walks of life, learning the discipline, what it meant to defend the state of Israel again and again over the course of now well over 40 years. And I think I go back to it. I went back to it recently. We'll talk about it later. And putting on that uniform, putting on those boots, putting on the gun, makes you understand the burdens, but also the great privilege of Jewish sovereignty and freedom in our homeland. You know, we sing Hatikva and we say, you know, to be a free people in our land, David, all right? We can sing that, but it's only when you put on the boots and you put on the uniform and you pick up the guns, you actually understand what it means and what the price is and what the privilege is. So if all those things I've done, whether it's writing books or representing this country in Congress, or in the White House, it was being in a ditch when it's raining with young people from Dimona, from Katsrin, from South Tel Aviv, and together assuring that we will remain forever a free people in our homeland.
Thank you so much. And as a former ambassador to the United States, what do you believe is the most crucial aspect of maintaining strong Israel-U.S. relations, especially during times of conflict?
Great, a good question. So say three things. First of all, there must never be daylight between the United States and Israel. I don't want to shock anybody, but the United States is a very big country. It's far from the Middle East. You got some pretty good neighbors. You got two oceans around you. You're not threatened daily with national annihilation. Israel, small country in the Middle East with some very tough neighbors, and yes, we are threatened with national destruction on a daily level. The fact is, we cannot always have identical interests. There are going to be differences between us, of course, but we must never let our enemies see those differences. We must never let them enjoy the daylight between us, because then what happens, you have people like Sinwar in Gaza, you have people like Hassan Nasrallah in Beirut who will conclude that they can intercede, they can wait it out until there's a rift between the United States and Israel. And that becomes a danger. It becomes a danger for us, for the United States, and frankly, it becomes a danger for the Palestinians and the Lebanese as well. Daylight is crucial. There must never be that. We have differences, we keep them behind. I've been speaking in front of these audiences, well, for many, many decades, and the most frequently asked question I get is, why is Israel's PR so bad? Have you heard that one? There's never, I think in the last 50 years, I've never had a time where I've spoken to an audience where I haven't gotten that question. And there are many, many answers. But the bottom line is we could do much, much better in explaining ourselves to the world. We have to understand that whether it's on TV or in social media or on college campuses, that is every bit a front in the war for our national defense as being in Gaza or being on the northern border tonight. And in fact, when we go out on television, and I was on CNN earlier tonight, what we are doing is creating time and space for the IDF to defend us. That's what we're doing. It is a front in this war. Last point, if we were sitting here last year at this time and we were having a debate, we could still have a debate about whether anti-Zionism is a form of anti-Semitism. There'd still be some question. I think we've resolved that today. I think we know this, which means that conversely, fighting anti-Semitism in the United States is fighting for the state of Israel. Fighting the people who hate Jews is standing up for the Jewish state. During times of crisis, those three things, no daylight, defending Israel publicly, investing in our public relations, and fighting anti-Semitism are crucial for getting through this very trying period.
Since October 7th, you've been actively involved in efforts along Israel's northern border. Can you tell us about your recent activities there and current situation? But before you answer, let's watch a short video. Just for a warning for all of you, there are sounds of sirens in the video.
What you're looking at in the background are fires that have been set off by 5 Hezbollah rockets that were fired just a short time ago at Israeli farms and communities here in the northern Galilee. This is a totally intolerable situation. Israelis have been uprooted from their homes, their lives. Dozens of people wounded and killed, most recently at Majdal Shams, the Druze village, 12 young children killed, murdered in cold blood by Hezbollah. Life here is stopped. This is the end of the Zionist project in the Upper Galilee. We cannot let that happen. Israel must act, and Israel must act now. As we're sitting here tonight, not just northern Israel, but southern Galilee is under fire. We have a daughter living in Yokneam. Yokneam is under fire. Parts of Nazareth are going up in flames as we're sitting here. I've had the privilege, David, of working to bring awareness and deepen awareness about the situation in the North in the United States, whether it's being on TV or bringing delegations from northern Israel to Washington. And I just want to, if you would, there's a delegation here. Could you please stand up? We have here, please give them a warm IAC running. We have Nissan from Kibbutz Sold. We have Liat and Doron from Metula, and their neighborhood was hit by a direct rocket fire just this week and went up in flames. And Zaire from Yarka. These brave individuals have left their homes and left their families who are tonight under fire. This week we had multiple meetings in both houses of Congress, both parties. We met with over 40 representatives of the diplomatic community. And yesterday, we were in the White House for meetings with senior advisors to both the president and the vice president, bringing home the message that the situation is intolerable. Yes, Israel would prefer a diplomatic solution, but if that's not possible, Israel will have to take steps to defend itself. We are not going to give up the North. We're going to defend ourselves.
As we are running out of time, thank you so much, Michael Oren, for the interview and your commitment to the State of Israel.